The vast frozen landscape of Antarctica stretched out like a white canvas, silent and unforgiving. Research Station Delta 9 stood as a small beacon of human presence against the endless ice, its metal structures barely visible through the swirling snow. Dr. Hyun Park adjusted his thermal jacket, his breath creating small clouds in the freezing air. He had been monitoring unusual electromagnetic readings for the past 3 hours. Something was different today. The instruments were behaving strangely, displaying patterns that made no scientific sense. Outside, the first signs of the alien vessel began to manifest. It wasn't dramatic like in movies. No loud sounds, no dramatic explosions. Instead, the air simply changed. A subtle distortion appeared, like heat waves on a summer road. But this was Antarctica, and temperatures were well below freezing. Ja Kim, the station's senior technician, noticed it first. The communication systems started flickering. Radio frequencies danced wildly, creating a symphony of static and broken signals. He tapped the screens, thinking it was equipment malfunction. Hyun, Jay called out, "Something's wrong with the systems." Hyun walked over, his scientific curiosity overriding any sense of fear. The screens showed impossible data, quantum fluctuations that shouldn't exist, energy signatures completely alien to human understanding. Then it happened. A shape emerged from the electromagnetic distortion. Not a dramatic spacecraft with blinking lights, but a smooth, almost liquid-like object that seemed to blend with the surrounding ice and sky. It was beautiful and terrifying simultaneously. The alien vessel didn't crash or land. It simply materialized. Like a ghost becoming solid, it took form without sound or violence. No thunderous engines, no dramatic entry, just pure, silent emergence. Inside the research station, temperature sensors went crazy. Electronics sparked and died. Computers displayed strings of unknown code, a language beyond human comprehension. Hyun's hands moved quickly, documenting everything. His scientific training kicked in, transforming potential terror into pure, unadulterated research opportunity. Every strange signal, every bizarre reading was meticulously recorded. Jai, more practical, started emergency protocols. He secured critical research data, backed up systems, and ensured their survival equipment was ready. Years of Antarctic research had taught him to be prepared for the unexpected. The alien vessel remained stationary. No movement, no apparent aggression. It was as if they were studying the humans as intensely as the humans were studying them. A soft blue light began emanating from the vessel's surface. It wasn't harsh or invasive, but gentle, almost curious. The light seemed to pulse with an intelligence that was neither threatening nor welcoming. It simply existed. Hyun noticed something extraordinary. The light wasn't just illuminating the surroundings, it was interacting with the environment. Snow crystals near the vessel began to form perfect geometric patterns, complex mathematical structures that no natural formation could produce. "Ja," Hyun whispered, "are you seeing this?" Jay nodded, his eyes wide. The mathematical precision of the snow formations was beyond anything they had ever witnessed. Each snowflake transformed into a microscopic work of engineering, perfectly symmetrical and impossibly complex. Inside the alien vessel, unseen by human eyes, the first contact team was experiencing their own moment of revelation. They had expected a primitive research outpost. Instead, they found humans, beings of remarkable adaptability and unexpected complexity. Their initial scans revealed something shocking. These humans were not just survivors. They were potential. Raw, unrefined potential that could adapt, learn, and transform in ways the alien researchers had never anticipated. The vessel remained, suspended between reality and imagination. No communication, no obvious intention. Just presence, just observation. Hyun continued recording. Jai maintained station protocols. Outside, the Antarctic continued its eternal dance of ice and wind, seemingly unaware that humanity was experiencing its first true alien encounter. In that moment on that frozen continent, everything changed. Not with a bang, not with drama, but with a quiet, profound shift in understanding. First contact had begun. The research lab hummed with quiet intensity. Dr. Yun-Jae Lee peered through her microscope, her fingers carefully adjusting the delicate controls. Something unusual was happening with the human cell samples, something that defied everything she understood about biology. Blood samples collected from Antarctic research team members showed remarkable characteristics. The cells seemed to adapt rapidly, changing their structure in response to environmental stress in ways that should have been impossible. Where normal human cells would deteriorate, these cells were transforming, strengthening. Jae Kim entered the lab, carrying additional research files. He noticed Yun-Ji's intense concentration, the way her eyes were locked on the microscope, her breath barely moving. "What have you found?" he asked. Yun-Ji didn't look up. "These cells, they're not behaving like normal human cells. Watch." She pressed a button, and the microscopic view expanded. The cells were literally reshaping themselves. When exposed to extreme cold, they didn't just survive. They modified their internal structure, creating new protective mechanisms. The alien observation team, hidden in their invisible vessel, watched with growing confusion. Their advanced scanning technology picked up every minute detail of Yun-Ji's research. They had studied thousands of species across the galaxy, but humans were proving to be something entirely different. Kira, the lead alien researcher, reviewed the data streams. Her specialized training in xenobiology had never prepared her for what she was seeing. Human cells weren't just adapting, they were learning. In the microscopic view, a white blood cell encountered a simulated pathogen. Instead of simply attacking, the cell analyzed the threat, then completely restructured its molecular composition to create a perfect defense. It was like watching an intelligent system, not just a biological mechanism. Yun-Ji spoke softly, more to herself than to Jae. "We're looking at something revolutionary. These cells don't just respond to threats, they predict and prevent them." Outside the lab, the alien vessel continued its silent observation. Their initial mission of simple reconnaissance had transformed into something far more complex. These humans were not a species to be categorized or understood quickly. Another experiment revealed even more shocking results. Muscle tissue samples, when exposed to simulated stress conditions, didn't just repair themselves, they improved. Each damage cycle made the cells stronger, more efficient. It was as if human biology contained an internal upgrade mechanism. Kira's team began intense discussions. Their communication was a complex mix of electromagnetic pulses and quantum-level information exchanges. They were debating a fundamental question: were humans an evolutionary anomaly, or something more? Jay noticed Yun-Ji's excitement. "What does this mean?" he asked. "It means," Yun-Ji responded, "that human biology is not what we thought it was. We're not just survivors. We're adapters." The alien vessel's internal systems began running complex simulation models. They tried to predict human biological potential, but each calculation resulted in increasingly complex and unpredictable outcomes. Yun-Ji continued her research, unaware of the alien observers. She took DNA samples, ran genetic sequencing, and discovered something even more startling. Human DNA wasn't just a fixed code, it was a dynamic, responsive system. Genetic markers that should have remained dormant were activating. Potential abilities that had been hidden for generations were showing signs of awakening. It was as if human biology contained secret pathways of potential, waiting to be unlocked. The lab's computer systems started recording the data. Each result was more fascinating than the last. Cellular regeneration rates that exceeded all known medical understanding. Genetic flexibility that suggested humans could potentially adapt to environments previously considered uninhabitable. Kira made a decision. The observation mission was no longer just about data collection. It was about understanding a species that defied conventional scientific understanding. As night fell over the Antarctic research station, Yun-Ji continued her work. The microscope remained her window into a biological mystery that was just beginning to unfold. Something extraordinary was happening. And nobody, not the humans, not the aliens, fully understood what it meant. The research station fell silent, tension hanging in the air like thick frost. Sung-Ho Kim sat at the advanced monitoring system, his fingers dancing across specialized quantum detection panels. Something was probing their defenses, something not human. Tiny electromagnetic pulses began appearing randomly across their communication networks. Most researchers would have missed these microscopic intrusions, but Sung-Ho was different. Years of military cybersecurity training had sharpened his perception beyond normal human limitations. "They're scanning us," he whispered to Yunji, who stood nearby reviewing cellular research data. Her eyes narrowed, understanding immediately what he meant. The alien vessel's initial probe was sophisticated. Quantum entanglement signals attempted to penetrate the station's defensive systems, searching for vulnerabilities. But each attempt met unexpected resistance. Sung-Ho's custom-built defense algorithms were unlike anything the aliens had encountered. Where most human systems would collapse, his adapted instantly. Each alien signal was not just blocked. It was studied, analyzed, and then used to create a counter mechanism. Inside the alien vessel, confusion began spreading. Their most advanced scanning technologies were being reflected back, transformed into useless data streams. The humans weren't just defending, they were learning. Kira, the lead alien researcher, watched her monitoring systems with increasing frustration. Human technological responses were occurring faster than their predictive models could calculate. It was as if the humans were evolving their technological defenses in real time. The station's primary computer system began a complex dance of digital defense. Alien quantum probes were caught, dissected, and neutralized within microseconds. Each attempt to breach human systems resulted in the aliens receiving more information about themselves than they gathered. Sung-Ho allowed himself a small smile. Military training had prepared him for technological warfare, but this was different. This was a battle of pure information, of adaptive intelligence. Yunji recognized the significance of what was happening. This wasn't just a technological confrontation. It was a demonstration of human potential. Their systems weren't just protecting. They were learning, growing, adapting. The alien vessel's internal systems began overheating. Complex calculation matrices designed to predict and control were suddenly working overtime, trying to understand these unexpected human responses. Quantum signals that should have easily penetrated human defenses were being transformed, redirected, analyzed. The humans weren't just blocking. They were turning the aliens' own technologies against them. Kira made a critical decision. Standard reconnaissance protocols were failing. These humans represented something entirely unexpected. A species with technological adaptability that matched their biological flexibility. Communication between alien team members became frantic. Their perfect, mathematically precise language was showing signs of confusion. Humans were introducing variables they hadn't anticipated. Sung-Ho continued his silent defense. Each alien probe was not just stopped, it was studied. His systems were creating a comprehensive map of alien technological approaches, learning their methods faster than they could adapt. The research station remained outwardly calm. No alarms, no dramatic responses, just quiet, calculated technological warfare happening at quantum speeds. Yunji understood what was happening. This was more than a technological confrontation. This was a species-level demonstration of human potential. Adaptability wasn't just a biological trait. It was a fundamental characteristic of human existence. Hours passed. The alien vessel's initial confidence transformed into a growing sense of uncertainty. Their most advanced scanning and infiltration technologies were being systematically neutralized by a small human research team. As dawn broke over the Antarctic landscape, something became clear. Humans were not a species to be underestimated. Their potential for adaptation, for learning, for transforming challenges into opportunities was their greatest strength. The confrontation wasn't about winning or losing. It was about demonstrating a fundamental truth. Humans were different, unexpected, unpredictable, and the aliens were just beginning to understand this. The research station transformed into a technological fortress. Hyun Park assembled a rapid response team, each member bringing unique skills that would challenge the alien intrusion. Their workspace buzzed with intense energy, computers displaying complex algorithms and quantum defense mechanisms. Sung Ho Kim had already developed preliminary counter-surveillance technologies. His systems were nothing like traditional military hardware. These were adaptive networks that learned and changed faster than any known technological system. Dr. Yoon Jae Lee contributed biological insights. Her research showed how human technological systems could mirror biological adaptation, self-repairing, learning, evolving in real time. Each alien probe was now met with a response that was simultaneously defensive and investigative. The team worked in perfect synchronization. No long discussions, no bureaucratic delays. Each member understood their role intuitively. Hyun coordinated, Sung Ho defended, Yoonji analyzed. Their collaboration was a weapon more powerful than any single technology. Alien scanning systems began experiencing catastrophic failures. Where they expected predictable human responses, they encountered dynamic, unpredictable technological defenses. Their quantum probes were not just blocked. They were captured, studied, and transformed. Kira, the alien lead researcher, watched in growing alarm. Her advanced monitoring systems showed something impossible. Human technology was learning faster than their own sophisticated networks. Each alien technological approach was being dissected, understood, and neutralized within minutes. The research station's computer systems began displaying something remarkable. Not just defensive algorithms, but adaptive learning protocols that restructured themselves continuously. It was as if the computers were developing their own intelligence, growing more complex with each alien interaction. Sung Ho's custom quantum firewalls were revolutionary. They didn't just stop alien intrusions. They created complex mirror networks that sent false information back to the alien vessel. The aliens were now receiving carefully crafted data streams that revealed nothing about human capabilities while consuming their computational resources. Hyun recognized they were doing more than defending. They were conducting the most advanced technological reconnaissance in human history. Each alien technological approach was being studied, mapped, understood. The alien vessel's internal systems began overheating. Complex calculation matrices designed for perfect control were now working frantically, trying to understand these unexpected human responses. Their supposedly impenetrable technology was crumbling against human ingenuity. Communication between alien team members became increasingly fragmented. Their precise, mathematical language showed signs of confusion. Humans were introducing variables they hadn't calculated, creating technological scenarios beyond their predictive models. Dr. Yoonji's biological insights proved crucial. She understood that technological adaptation was similar to cellular adaptation: continuous learning, rapid transformation, unexpected responses. The computer systems were behaving like living organisms, not static machines. Hours passed. The alien vessel's initial confidence transformed into uncertainty. Their most advanced scanning and infiltration technologies were being systematically neutralized by a small human research team working from a remote Antarctic station. Hyun Park made a critical observation. This wasn't just a technological confrontation. This was a demonstration of human potential, the ability to learn, adapt, and transform challenges into opportunities faster than any known technological system. Sung Ho continued developing counter-surveillance technologies that seemed to defy conventional understanding. Firewalls that learned, defense systems that predicted and transformed, networks that grew more complex with each interaction. The research station remained outwardly calm. No dramatic explosions, no loud alarms. Just quiet, calculated technological warfare happening at quantum speeds, with humans demonstrating an unexpected level of technological sophistication. As evening approached, something became clear. Humans were not a species to be technologically controlled or easily understood. Their potential for adaptation, for transforming challenges into opportunities, was their greatest strength. The alien vessel's systems continued to fail. Each attempted probe was met with a response that was simultaneously defensive, investigative, and transformative.